Mike was mentioning Kansas City, though. It's not just that they're better than anyone in the sport statistically in the red zone. It's also a couple of times during that game, and only them and Buffalo can do this. There's no third here. Not Lamar Jackson, even though he did it once on Sunday. Kansas City's got 3rd and 20, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And everyone else is in 3rd and 20, and you're like, they're gonna bubble screen, they're gonna draw play. They're not even interested in getting it. They know they're not. They're gonna do something safe in the flat. And Kansas City I've told you this for years now. The quarterbacks in that sport that make me crazy if I'm playing against them are the ones that terrify me on 3rd and long. That I feel like I've succeeded for 2 plays, and I know it's not good enough. Like, I've had 2 very positive plays on 1st down and 2nd down for my defense, and it doesn't matter. I'm still scared. There are 2 teams in the league, right? There's no third.
I think Joe Burrow, I have that same feeling with Burrow, where 3rd and long doesn't really matter. It just doesn't.
I don't trust his offensive line. It's not him. I don't trust obviously his receivers are great, but I'm not afraid of Cincinnati in 3rd and 20. I'm still afraid of Kansas City somehow on 3rd and 20.
I'd be afraid of Cincinnati on long distances.
And Buffalo, I would put in that category.
Yeah, it's just that Cincinnati's weapons are just so explosive on the outside.
Yeah.
It's
Imagine losing Tyreek Hill and really not missing him at all. That's how good their offense is. It's crazy.
That's what's happened, indisputably, right?
Yeah.
They don't miss Tyreek Hill. Can it be said flatly?
I would also still put Tampa Bay in that class. I know that they're off 2 losses, but I know that I know on 3rd and 20, we're not going to do one of these stupid plays where it's short of the goal, short of the 1st down marker. Even that Jags game, it's just, why are we designing all these plays that are short of the line that you need to get to? I don't understand it. You're counting on Yak when you need a touchdown to win, and they've got 4 safeties on the line to prevent you. You're but a man. It's so stupid.
Do you actually believe in Tyreek Hill not mattering to the Chiefs? Because it felt like whenever they lose, that immediately becomes the talking point. And I thought it was the talking point after the Bills game, where they lose at home to the Buffalo Bills.
That's going to be the story.
Well,
yes.
I mean, they did. They lost to the Bills, and I thought after the game, it's like, oh, their offense didn't look quite as explosive without Tyreek Hill. They beat the hell out of the injured 49ers. They can beat the hell out of other teams, but I don't know if in the biggest games, they're quite there yet.
I've got an interesting take. I think the subtraction of Tyreek Hill in the Kansas City offense has actually given Mahomes an ability to take a step that he didn't have because of the fact that it opens the offense up more when Tyreek Hill's not there. It's the fact
you don't
that
have that
can,
exit valve.
Right, he could throw to the middle. He's got guys on the outside. Like that one play that Juju caught and ran for a 40-yard touchdown, there was just nobody there.
Hardest of disagrees.
That's fine. You've been disagreeing all day, Mike.
The Kansas City offense was better with Tyreek Hill out there. Hardman finally came online. They've been missing Hardman on all those deep plays. It was such a huge part. Now, granted, where it might actually end up winning a championship for them because they were so flatly stupid in the AFC Championship because they get greedy. Mahomes is learning this year to do a better job.
I think that's what Tony said.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
it opens up the
Mahomes is
offense
progressing.
for Mahomes.
Yeah, but the thing is, he could have done that with Tyreek Hill. It was just all self-discipline. He just couldn't. He couldn't fight the catnip that was there.
The 80-yard bomb was always there.
Well,
right?
I think that's what's ultimately going to undo the Cincinnati Bengals too. It's because they go for that, and if they're not playing against a cover 2 defense, it's usually there, and they get rewarded by it. Their offensive line, to Dan's point, does need to come online because the only way that they're going to win games where it's a matchup problem for Joe Burrow, and he won't have their explosiveness because they're entirely predicated on just huge chunk plays. Yeah. Last year, it was almost a fluke. The regression was coming because they turned so many losses into wins because guys were just unicorns out there. Their running game is just Joe Mixon running into the center of the line. There is no creativity when it comes to those run design. I think it might be because of the personnel. That offensive line, I really hope it doesn't undo what's one of the more fun watches in the NFL.
My larger point is that Mahomes is not missing Tyreek Hill like Aaron Rodgers is missing Devontae Adams. He's got too many other
That's fair.
Moving. He's got the best tight end in football by far. He's just got too much else
He's got
going
Andy
on.
Reid, honestly.
I mean, they're on pace to score as many points this year as they did last year.
But I think Andy Reid is as much to give credit for this offense just not missing a beat. Like Andy Reid's offenses are just amazing. Like that should be the starting point.
You said it's Andy Reid, and I feel like you could put him in his outfit where you put Pacheco, and you'd still get 40 points.
That'd be hilarious.
That they could that they could put anybody at running back, anybody who's been a running back, they could put him at running back, and everything that's happening past the line of scrimmage is so scary. because there are so many plays in that sport where I am watching a safety or a defensive back try and climb up to where Travis Kelce is. He's covered. Travis Kelce runs down the field and turns around, and he's never covered because he's too big. They can't. The people back in that secondary are not big enough. I'm seeing this with Mark Andrews. All over the league, you're seeing it in the seam where they throw to a tight end at the goal line, and you're seeing a very frustrated, smaller person trying to climb a skyscraper, like on the side of a building.
But Andy Reid is hugely important to them. It's a great marriage between coach and quarterback, and we saw it took the Bears several games this season and a first half to realize, look, man, let's just do what we have with this player. Andy Reid, for a large chunk of his career, and he had great success running the West Coast offense, but he has an alien like Patrick Mahomes, and he starts designing all these creative plays to maximize the talent. Yes, the talent is the biggest part of the equation, but being able to supplement that skill set the way that the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson, the self-awareness and know what you have is huge. It's great when it's Patrick Mahomes.
You mentioned yesterday, Stugotz, and we went through the numbers that what's happening in Tampa, statistically, if you're measuring the quarterback is still a top 10 quarterback. But this play that I'm talking about that was a bit of a fountain of youth with Gronk, the best we've ever seen at it. Now that Cameron Brate's out, they traded O.J. Howard. Like, wouldn't that be a place where someone gets a little bit worse statistically because
he's lost those guys?
Because you don't have the safety valve of the sure thing over the seam. They had 3 tight ends that were all the same kind of guy, and now he doesn't have any of them.
He has none of them. Yeah, I think, Gronk could always come back, so, there's hope there, and maybe he will. I don't know if Tom has reached out to him.
Is that call being made?
I'm certain that call has been made already. You hear guys, not just Brady on the Bucs team, saying they miss Gronk. Like what he brings to the table, not just from a on-the-field perspective, but just keeping things loose in the locker room and stuff like that. They miss Gronk.
They don't need his 69 jokes, the guys. They need him.
Brady seems a little down right now.
They need him 110 yards from him a game and 11 targets. Not him trying to motorboat people.
What a great spot for Gronk, though. If he comes back and everything's fixed, like Gronk will get all the credit. There's no downside for Gronk here. None. Zero.
Than the physical
this is
pain.
the lowest Brady has ever been in his career right now, okay? And Gronk can come back and save the day. And I think he will.
Than the physical pain, which is
that.
why he retired.
Yeah.